Lots of reports came out this past weekend of aides to the president, to Donald Trump, speaking to media outlets saying that he is telling them that as soon as this election is certified, he is going to announce his candidacy for 2024. And that's a good way, obviously, to steal the thunder from Joe Biden. You know, Joe Biden, it gets certified. He's officially won. He gets it. But oh no, on the same day, Trump says, I'm running for 2024. Here's my new campaign website. And the media focuses on him instead of the other guy. So it's a decent strategy, to be honest with you. There's several different possibilities with this information that we have now. And from most of those possibilities branches off even more possibilities. So let's go through as many of those as we possibly can to determine whether or not we think Donald Trump is running again in 2024 or if it's all a farce. So let's start with the most obvious, and that is what I'm calling Schrodinger's candidate. And that is that he is both running and not running at the same time because we will not know until it happens. So we have to assume that both are real possibilities, and that could be what he's planting in the heads of these aides, telling them that he is going to run for 2024, knowing they'll go and tell the media that he's running in 2024, and then the media comes back to him and constantly has him on asking, are you running? Are you not running? What's going to happen? What are you going to do? Are you going to endorse somebody? Are you not going to endorse somebody? Tell us more. We're just enamored with you, and we're going to bring you on all the time and give you all the attention that you love so much. So that's one possibility. Again, that is Schrodinger's candidate, who is both not running and running simultaneously. Option number two, the simplest one. This is all a farce. His aides are lying, or he's lying to them, and he has no intention of running. I feel like that's probably the least likely of all of these. Option number three is that he's being honest with the aides are being honest with the media, and he does intend to announce that he's running again. Multiple different possibilities branch off from that one as well. Then, of course, we have the fourth possibility, which is he's not going to be able to run again in 2024 for one reason or another. One of those reasons, another possibility branching off from that one, is that, look at him. It's very wishful thinking of him to believe he's going to be around in 4 years. Let me put it that way. Nature's taking its toll on him. Being the president has taken his toll on him. His hair went from a shade of orange to white when we saw him at a press conference on Friday. And at that same press conference on Friday, he was still having a lot of trouble breathing. So I think first and foremost, the possibility of him being physically able to run in 4 years is wishful thinking on anybody's part. Then the other possibility from that is that he's not able to run because he's in jail. Oh, yeah, dude. You're going to have so many lawsuits and so many investigations that you have to start answering for pretty much the minute you're no longer president. And that's going to take up a lot of your time, and it's going to take a lot of your money. And branching off from that possibility is the possibility that, one, they're unsuccessful, nothing happens. Possibility they are successful. They drain him of money. They drain him of any moderate out there even considering voting for him again. And that brings us back round to what happens if he's telling the truth and he is in fact running again. Again, multiple different possibilities. One is that by the time that rolls around, hold up, that's not the possibility I want to talk about right now. The first one is that he's only running so that he can continue doing his rallies. Because as I've mentioned in the past, once he's not running for president, he cannot do these rallies without paying for them out of pocket. And in order to do that, he's going to have to charge people an entry fee to come in. It's going to have to be expensive because most of the venues he uses are very expensive to rent. So we're talking about people paying, upwards of $200 to $300 to watch Trump lie to them for 3 hours. I don't think that's a real possibility. But if he's running for president, he can raise money and then he can spend that money on these rallies legally. And so he gets to keep doing that, and then he can drop out at any time, and then he doesn't have to do it anymore, but he gets to do the rallies for as long as he wants to keep inflating his ego. So that's possibility number one. Possibility number two, and that is, obviously he is running and this is real, so he's going to keep doing his rallies. But after 4 years of something else, the American public says, you know what? I don't want to go back to that. That really was insane. Hindsight is 20/20. That expression is there for a reason. And I think we're going to see a lot of people in the coming 2 years at least look back at the Trump years as if you were, dating a really horrible person and be like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Ugh, vomit. So there's a lot of that, and that may tank any hope he has for running in 2024. Then you have the possibility of you don't have the voters who are saying that yet, but then you have the Republicans who want to be president so desperately that they start saying those kinds of things in a primary. And that's the thing we get to now. I don't think Donald Trump, I think, again, if he was the nominee, we'd have another squeaker. But I don't think there's enough goodwill left within the Republican Party for him to survive a Republican primary. Everybody has seen what he does. They're, better equipped to be able to defeat that. Not saying that they can defeat it, but they know what to expect, so they should be able to prepare for it and be able to counter it in some ways. Just like Joe Biden was able to do during the debates. Joe Biden's not a good debater, but he actually did pretty good against Donald Trump, who also is not a good debater, but he is a good distractor. So, a Ted Cruz should be able to now help dismantle Donald Trump in a debate. Bring up the fact that, Donald, we love what you did. We love it. We just love it. But at the same time, the American people didn't love it, and they rejected you. They were ready to move on, and I think we're all ready to move on. You can see Ted Cruz saying something like that in his little creepy voice that I tried to emulate, but luckily I can't quite emulate that. So then, of course, you have the other possibility. Suppose he's not in jail. Suppose he's still alive and kicking. Suppose he survives a primary. Suppose he becomes the nominee. So then what happens? Is it a squeaker? Because Joe Biden has said he's going to be a one-term guy. Regardless, Joe Biden's going to be a one-term guy. I think that's pretty obvious. So it's likely going to be Donald Trump running against a Kamala Harris. Things get a little iffy there. I think Kamala pulls out much higher numbers than Biden does against Donald Trump. Also, you have, what will this administration do? That's the biggest X factor, of them all. If this administration comes out and does things that actually benefit the American public, if they come out and say, hey, I'm signing an executive order January 21st, student loan debt's not a thing anymore, it's gone, I have the power to do it, he does. If he does that, Trump's going to have a hard sell. It's going to be very difficult for Trump to convince people, hey, you were better under me. No, we weren't. If they come out and whatever this healthcare plan is with the public option, if that actually works and does put us on the path towards Medicare for all, it's going to be a hard sell for people to abandon that. If you come out and enact some good environmental policies that clean up our air and water and create this massive green infrastructure that brings massive employment to this country, going to be a hard sell to switch from Trump. But you see what I'm saying? If you offer things that benefit people, Trump running or not running in 2024 doesn't matter at all. But if the Democrats don't do that, then that opens the door for every single one of those possibilities that I described for Trump's future. And every one of them hinges on what the Democrats are going to do.